and interacting with them were decidedly not his thing. It was one reason Poppy had always been an asset to him in his work life. It was her job to sit and take notes during meetings and report her read on the room to him after. He was a brilliant businessman and fantastic with numbers, but people, not so much, as evidenced by the ad. Of course, the very fact that he was placing an ad to find a wife was both contradicting to that point. Suddenly he wanted a wife, and also, somehow, firmly in affirmation of it. He was placing an ad to find her. The whole situation was Joshua's fault. Well, probably Devlin and Joshua combined, in fairness. Isaiah's brothers had been happy bachelors until a couple of years ago, when Devlin had married their sister Faith's best friend, Mia. Then, Joshua had been the next to succumb to matrimony, a victim of their father's harebrained scheme. The patriarch of the Grayson family had put an ad in a national newspaper looking for a wife for his son. In retaliation, Joshua had placed an ad of his own, looking for an unsuitable wife that would teach his father not to meddle. It all backfired, or front-fired. Either way, Joshua had ended up married to Danielle, and was now happily settled with her and her infant half-brother, who both of them were raising as their son. It was after their wedding that Isaiah had formed his plan. The wedding had, he had explained to Poppy at work one morning, clarified a few things for him. He believed in marriage as a valuable institution, one that he wanted to be part of. He wanted stability, he wanted children, but he didn't have any inclination toward love. He didn't have to tell her why. She knew why. Rosalind. But she wouldn't speak her foster sister's name out loud, and neither would he. But she remembered the awful, awful fallout of Rosalind's betrayal, his pain, Poppy's own conflicted feelings. It was easy to remember her conflicted feelings, since she still had them. He was staring at her now, those slate eyes hard and glinting with an energy she couldn't quite pin down. And with coldness, a coldness that hadn't been there before Rosalind. A coldness that told her and any other woman, loud and clear, that his heart was unavailable. That didn't mean her own heart didn't twist every time he walked into the room, every time he leaned closer to her, like he was doing now, and she got a hint of the scent of him, rugged and pine-laden and basically lumberjack porn for her senses. He was a contradiction, from his cowboy hat down to his boots. A numbers guy who loved the outdoors and was built like he belonged outside doing hard labor. Dear God, he was problematic. He made her dizzy. Those broad shoulders she wanted to grab onto. Lean waist and hips she wanted to wrap her legs around. And his forearms, all hard muscle. She wanted to lick them. He turned her into a being made of sensual frustration, and no one else did that, ever. Sadly, she seemed to have no effect on him at all. "I'm not trying to mislead anyone," he said. "Right, but you are trying to entice someone." The very thought made her stomach twist into a knot. But jealousy was pointless. If Isaiah wanted her, well, he would have wanted her by now. He straightened, moving away from her and walking across the office. She nearly sagged with relief. "My money should do that." As if that solved every potential issue. She bit back a weary sigh. "Would you like someone who was maybe interested in who you are as a person?" She knew that was a stupid question to ask of Isaiah Grayson, but she was his friend as well as his employee, so it was kind of her duty to work through this with him, even if she didn't want him to do this at all. And she didn't want him to find anyone. Wow, some friend she was. But then, having complex feelings for one's friend made emotional altruism.